Hey guys, I have not updated in so long, but that will be because I got into nursing school. Yay! I started in January and now we are kind of in the middle of the summer. I ended up doing really well my first semester, and for me, I found that it was relatively easy, and I think that's probably because my background was as a teacher, and I was constantly having to come up with questions that were like higher order thinking and stuff like that. And a lot of what nursing school is higher order thinking, making those connections. Pharmacology is not my favorite class because it's basically straight memorization, and the older I get, the harder that is. I mean, I still was successful. I ended up making an A and a B in the two classes, and so I'm very, very happy about that. There are people who have had to repeat because it is difficult. I really, really feel as though my age has given me an advantage. So anyone who is older who wants to go back, I completely encourage you to do it. It's been fun. It's been different. It's been very interesting. So I have three full semesters left, and so I'm not counting my summers. This summer I am taking Pharmacology 2 just to get a little ahead and make my life easier in the fall. And I'm also having to retake A&P2 because those classes do actually expire. And so I'm a little past the expiration date. So I'm sadly having to retake that class. It was an A the first time around, and I'm hoping to make the A again. I'm also working at a hospital now. I'm actually working at 2 hospitals. So I am spread very thin this summer, but I'm enjoying every minute of it. I'm working as a summer tech at one hospital, a nursing summer tech. So I'm able to shadow nurses and go to different parts of the hospital and learn about different areas, which is really neat because I get to kind of see what different types of roles nurses can play. The other day I got to go to a cath lab and watch a procedure. They were checking out someone's dialysis, I forget what it's called. Like, here, I go figure. I'm gonna blank right now while I'm recording this video. But they were looking at his arteries and stuff like that just to make sure that, or veins or vessels, whatever it is, just to make sure that there wasn't any clots forming there. So that was really neat to see that. I haven't had a chance to really watch a full surgery yet. I'm looking forward to that. The other job, okay, so I'm doing that 3/12s a week. And then the other job that I started off this past semester with was a CNA. And I was working in basically a med-surg section doing CNA work. And I liked it at first. I found it to be very interesting. But then once I was able to get out on my own, I noticed by like the second week, I was like, is it? And there were some aspects of it that I liked, some I didn't. I really, and this is different for everybody. For me, I really, really, really loved my older patients. I loved my patients. I loved bringing a smile to their face. One day I had a patient and she was just really having a hard day. And so I was like, what can I do to make you happy? And she goes, can you get me out of here? And I was like, no, but I can get you a cup of coffee. And she was the happiest person on the face of the earth. You know, so just those little things, being able to do those little things. I really was concerned at first that it would be a job that was not rewarding because people would be grumpy all the time. But what I have found instead is that I am able to put a smile on their faces. And not everybody. I mean, different personalities do different things, but I've been able to put a smile on people's faces and really pick at them. Or just sit and talk, or sometimes someone's really scared and I'm able to hold their hand and lean in and look into their eyes and, you know, tell them I would be there for them, which are not things that I ever really saw myself doing, but it's been very rewarding. One of the first things that I did was pray with somebody, because in the hospital, spirituality is very important, you know, because people look for spirituality and religion when they're sick. And I myself am not a particularly religious person, but I am spiritual. But that didn't matter. You know, I took the time to sit with that person and pray. And it was just a really good moment for them. And so we have great moments and we have sad moments. You know, there's one lady who I really was able to bond with. And then when her meds wore off, she was completely opposite. So it's very, very interesting. So as a CNA, I got bored pretty quick. I kept asking my boss if I could be a nurse extern, and finally she was able to check and told me I needed to wait until the end of this year. But what she did instead was try and put in a way for me to move to a different department. So I've since moved to the emergency room as a PCT, which is kind of akin to CNA basically, but we are able to do a few more things. Actually, we're able to draw blood from people. We're able to do blood sugars and just a little bit more than I could have done as a CNA. There's not so much bathing patients, although yesterday I did bathe a patient. And because it was somebody who was really sick and had been held in the ER for over 2 days at that point, and she really needed a bath. You know, not so much changing diapers, although you'll be surprised with how much bedwetting and diapers you really are changing. You get to see all kinds of ages and all kinds of sicknesses. You have people come in who really probably shouldn't be in the ER. And of course you have people coming in and they're bleeding out all over the place. The hospital I work at is not like a level 1 trauma center. So when we get things that are really bad, we can take them in, stabilize them, and then send them out to the next largest city. But still, it's really interesting to try and get in that room and see where I could help and see what I could see. So far, I have done really well with my stomach. My stomach has not been too queasy. The only time that maybe was a little queasy was I had to shadow a wound nurse one day. And just to let you know, wounds are really interesting. I have found them to be very interesting. So more than I thought I would. So who knows, maybe I'll go that way someday. I don't know. But, you know, I looked over and the nurse had her finger in this person's back, measuring to see how deep the wound was, how much it had, I can't remember the word right now. My brain is not working today, y'all, because I'm working 44 hours a week and taking 2 classes. But anyway, she had her finger in the person's back trying to see basically how deep the wound had gone underneath the skin. And for a second there, I was like, Now I breathed and I got over it and I was okay. And I haven't had another moment since then. Who knows if I will or won't. I notice I'm not a big fan of phlegm, you know, that kind of stuff, but I could deal with poop. Poop does not bother me. Pee, blood, that kind of stuff doesn't bother me, but sputum is not quite sure yet. So it's been very interesting so far. It is very time consuming, especially this summer. I'm keeping myself even busier this summer than I did during the semester, and it's tough, but I'm able to fit in time with my boyfriend and time with my kids. I'm still able to get things done. I am a person who, I don't want to say meticulously, but I'm very careful at making sure that I use my planner and I schedule things, and that has become my best friend even more than before. I like not having to take things home from work, which is amazing. You know, when I get off of work, I'm home. And I was telling somebody the other day, I don't ever want to be the kind of nurse that has to take work home. Some do. Some prefer to. That's not me. I did that for 13 years as a teacher, and I don't want to do that again. I want to be able to come home and come home. I have since rediscovered the joy of planting flowers and working in a garden. And so I am working in my backyard planting stuff. As a matter of fact, I told my boyfriend later that if he goes to Lowe's without me, that's it, we're over. And obviously he knows that's a joke. So it's been very fun and very interesting. My life is just completely different than what it used to be. But the thing is, don't let that stop you from changing if you have to. You know, you're 40, 50 years old, go back to school. You know, I know that I will be a lifelong learner, and as a nurse, I will never, ever, ever stop learning. And you can't. You have to continue learning. Who knows where I'll be in 5 years? Somebody asked me that a while back for an interview. Where do you see yourself in 5 years? And I was like, I don't know. I want to pay off my debt. I want to bust my booty for a few years and pay off my debt, and then I'll be closer to 50, and then we'll see. I don't really know. You know, my future could go anywhere at this point, and I think that's actually really neat because I have control over my future now. I have somebody in my life who's very supportive of no matter what I do. If I want to travel, great. If I don't, great. Whatever makes me happy, he's supportive of, and that's really kind of an awesome feeling. My 2 children are getting older. One is getting ready to start college, and one is starting high school, and so they're able to be left alone for longer periods of time. Obviously, I'm a college student, you know. So it's been neat as an older person going back to school, seeing my life change, kind of start over with a really great outcome coming up. So next semester in the fall, I'm going to wrap this up in just a minute because I'm watching the clock. Next semester in the fall, I am going to be taking nursing 2. which I believe is going to be maybe another med surge or something like that. I don't know. The way my school does, it doesn't separate it like that. And then I will also be taking special populations 1, which is going to be working in psychological. So I'll be doing 3 rotations in a psychological hospital, and then the rest of my rotations will be in the regular hospital. So if you guys have any questions, by all means, please put them in the comments. I know I don't check as often as I should because I'm not a big YouTube baby. I'm not on here all the time, but if you have any questions, by all means let me know and I'll answer them. So y'all have a good day. Bye.